Got another good video for you guys, as in today's video we're going to be taking a look at baseball's most surprising teams of 2022. Now there's going to be 4 teams we're going to be looking at today, and we are going to be ranking them in order. So pretty simple concept here. Now let's hop right into the video. For the 4th most surprising team, I have the Los Angeles Dodgers. This may come as a surprise to a lot of people because the Dodgers are far and away the best team in baseball, and heading into the season that may have been the case as well. But they have shattered their preseason over-under number of 98.5 with 2 weeks left to go in the regular season. Right now they sit at 103-46, and they only need to go 7-7 over their last 14 games to crack 110 wins. Now this offseason, the Dodgers did lose some big names in Trevor Bauer, Kenley Jansen, Max Scherzer, Corey Seager, and AJ Pollock. But they also picked up Freddie Freeman, Tyler Anderson, Craig Kimbrell, and Andrew Heaney. And the Dodgers have been so good this year in large part to their league best 788 team OPS and league best 2.79 team ERA. So they basically have the best offense and best pitching staff in baseball. And like I said before, this might not necessarily be a huge surprise, and it's why I have them at number 4. They were expected to be really good. No one's shocked that they're winning 100 games, but to see them win most likely 110 plus is definitely a big shock to me at least. So the Dodgers are most likely going to outpace their preseason win prediction by 12, maybe 13 games, and that's definitely a surprise to me. Moving on to number 3 on the list, I have the New York Mets. At first glance, many people may think that the Mets aren't surprising because of all the big moves they made this offseason. In fact, they probably made the most moves of any team this past offseason. They picked up big names like Starling Marte, Eduardo Escobar, Mark Canha, Max Scherzer, Chris Bassitt, and Carlos Carrasco. But they also lost some big names in Marcus Stroman, Noah Syndergaard, Javier Baez, and Michael Conforto. But I would say the additions definitely outweigh the subtractions, and they were expected to improve off of last year's 77-win campaign. Now their preseason over-under was set at 88.5, and as we stand today, they sit at 95-56. They could very well win over 100 games, which would outpace their preseason number by 12 games. And on the outside looking in, you could say the Mets aren't very surprising because of all these moves they made this offseason, but we need to take into account here that they're the New York Mets, and they are known for underperforming with great rosters in the past. So due to their recent history and underperforming year after year, I would say that's why it's such a big surprise that the Mets have exceeded expectations this year. They're legit World Series contenders, and they're going to be a fun team to watch in October. Moving on to the second most surprising team of 2022, I have the Cleveland Guardians. The Guardians won 80 games in 2021, and they were expected to take a slight step back as their preseason over-under was set at 76.5. They didn't lose any significant names from 2021, as their biggest losses were Eddie Rosario and Harold Ramirez. And they really didn't add any significant names other than Steven Kwan, who has been a very good rookie for the Guardians this year. So with a pretty similar roster to last year, people were expecting Cleveland to finish right around 500 yet again. But so far, they have outperformed all expectations as they sit at 82-67 and their first place in the AL Central, and could very well come close to 90 wins. And one reason why the Guardians have been so good this year is because of their pitching. They have a 3.56 team ERA, which ranks 8th in all of baseball. They have 2 legitimate aces in their starting rotation in Shane Bieber and Tristan McKenzie, who have been dominating all year long, and they also have one of the best closers in baseball in Emmanuel Clase. Now offensively, Jose Ramirez is doing Jose Ramirez things. He's putting up MVP caliber numbers yet again, and Amed Rosario has had a very good season and has flown under the radar. He's been one of the hottest hitters in all of baseball as of late. So the Guardians are a really surprising but really good team, and I can't wait to watch them in the postseason as well. And finally, getting on to the single most surprising team of 2022, it has to be the Baltimore Orioles. The Orioles are coming off a season in which they won 52 games and were the worst team in baseball. And prior to this year, it has been that way for a couple years. And coming into this season, the Orioles were expected to be better, but not too much better, as their over-under was set at 62.5. So they were still expected to hover around 100 losses and really weren't expected to compete in a stacked AL East. Now, they didn't lose too many significant names from 2021, as there really weren't many big names to lose. But since the start of the season, they have called up top prospects in Adley Rutschman and Gunnar Henderson, and also got a very good closer in Felix Bautista. And with many more prospects on the way, the Orioles are expected to continue to get better and better each year. Now, as we stand today, the Orioles are 77-71 on the season, and it looks like they're going to come close to 85 wins. And if you told any baseball fan prior to this season that the Orioles would win 85 games, they would not believe you. For me, I thought the Orioles were going to improve more than their 62.5 win preseason prediction. I thought they could maybe win close to 65 or 70 games, but I had no clue that they were going to win 85. Adley Rutschman is a star in the making, and Gunnar Henderson looks like he could be a star as well. So it looks like the Orioles have finally come over the hump, and they're going to be competing for a very long time, and they are the most surprising team of 2022 by a wide margin. Let me know what you guys think down below, anything you agree on or disagree on. As always, I want to thank you guys again so much for watching and continuing to support, and I'll see you next time.